Hey everyone, Dr. Luke Peterson here, physical therapist with the Knee Replacement Therapist. You are watching the Knee Range of Motion Blueprint, taking you from your day of surgery to achieving your full optimal knee range of motion, bending, and straightening. This is a special topics video. We're going to talk about aquatic exercises. What are some of the different aquatic exercises or pool exercises that are out there that can be really helpful for working on and improving your knee straightening and knee bending range of motion. So a little bit about why aquatic exercises or pool exercises can be beneficial. So a big one is the buoyancy of the water. So basically what the buoyancy allows is the decreased force of gravity, decreased stresses from the weight bearing on your weight bearing joints, such as your knee joint, which is going to help with tolerating different activities and doing different stretches and movements. The buoyancy also is going to help out with assisting with some of the different motions and exercises that you might want to do, as you'll see in some of the exercises that we talk about. And also the pool and the water exerts hydrostatic pressure. And this can be really helpful because that subtle pressure can be good for helping with swelling. It can be a pain reliever. It provides a little bit of sensory input. And those things combined really help to allow you to tolerate movements and activities and exercises in the water more so than you might on land. And like I said, it helps to just relax your muscles and your joints, decrease muscle tension, decrease pain and discomfort, and tolerate some of these things a little bit better. So let's dive into, no pun intended, some different exercises. So first one, an easy one, is just forward and backward walking. Now, if you're working on your knee range of motion, bending and straightening, we don't want to just do normal walking. We want to really emphasize and exaggerate that range of motion. So when you're walking forward and when you're walking backward, you want to do these real big, it should be called marches, not necessarily walking. You're marching with real high knees. You see in this picture how much this woman's leg is bent as she comes up. You'll notice, that hydrostatic, or the buoyancy, that's going to help bend that lower leg up. And she's just going to do high knees, big exaggerated motions, walking forward and backward. With the forward motions in the upward part, you'll notice that flexion. As you come backward also, you'll see how that knee and the back knee is extending as well. So you're working on both straightening and bending. Another good one is just squats. So as you stand straight, as you come up in the squat, just like as we do it on land, you can emphasize that contraction of those quadricep muscles and getting that full extension and straightening of the knee. And then of course, as you come down, you're getting that bending and flexion of the knee as well as you come down. And for a lot of folks, doing it in the water, if the depth is at an appropriate height, you can usually tolerate going a little bit further down into the squat if possible. You might have to go underwater depending on the height of the water, but usually you can tolerate going further down into the squat, bending the knees a little bit more in the water compared to on land. We can also do lunges, both forward and backward lunges. Just like on land, really emphasizing those movements. So going deep down into that flexion or downward portion, probably going to be able to tolerate that more so in the water because there's less stresses through those joints. And then as you come up tall, emphasizing that contraction of the quadriceps and straightening of the knee too. So you can do this on an even surface, or you can also do it in the lower picture using a step in front of you as well can be helpful. This one's kind of a creative one. So using a pool noodle can be really helpful. So in this picture, the person is taking the pool noodle and putting it around the front part, kind of around their shin. And then that buoyancy is going to lift that pool noodle up, and you're just going to let your leg relax and let the pool noodle lift the leg up and bend it in a flexed position. let it get up as far as it can go, then do an active contraction, push the leg back down, relax, let the leg come back up, then bend the knee, push the noodle back down, and you're working on that range of motion in a kind of a passive or an assisted way that's hopefully more tolerable just because of the water is a little pain relieving, less tension, less discomfort. Another good pool one. I think we have a repeat. Oh yeah, so same one again here. And then moving on, we have noodle assisted flexion and extension. So in this case, the pool noodle goes right under your foot. And I'm sure a lot of you maybe who used a pool noodle have done this before. And so you can let the buoyancy and let the pool noodle assist you as you raise that knee up in front of you. So allowing that knee flexion and bending motion. And then you can actively push down with the foot, push the noodle down to the surface, to the floor. And what you can do, and what's not necessarily shown in this picture, is really squeeze those quadricep muscles at the end and emphasize that extension when you push down. So emphasize that extension, push down nice and strong, then relax, let the pool noodle raise up, let your knee bend, and then push down strong. And then you're working again on that flexion and extension of the knee. This one, very simple, but can be helpful and effective, is just sitting on the pool noodles or sitting on any type of flotation device and just kicking your legs in and out. So as you kick outward, you're extending and straightening. As you come back, you're bending and flexing, and just get comfortable being in that motion of bending and straightening the knee and performing that motion repeatedly back and forth. And so that's pretty straightforward. That's, a half dozen different exercises using a pool, using the water. You really don't need much equipment. If you have a pool noodle or something similar, some sort of flotation device, you could put, a swimmy, I think that's what they're called, the swimmies. You could put one of those on your foot or something like that on your foot and probably do the same benefit and the same exercises. And again, just that relaxation of being in the water, less pain, less stresses through your joint, through the knee, is going to potentially be really beneficial and help you to work on this knee range of motion activity and exercises. So this has been the special topics video on aquatic exercises for specifically knee range of motion, bending, and straightening. Thank you for watching.